Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm David. Today, we're talking about one of my favorite topics, food. Or more exactly, what happens when you go out to eat at a restaurant.
Yes, this episode is all about restaurants, making a reservation, ordering food, dealing with problems, and finally paying the bill.
So basically, we're covering the whole dining experience, from hello, table for two please, to can we get the check?
Haha, exactly. And we'll also share some small cultural tips and phrases that can make you sound natural and polite in English.
All right, I'm already getting hungry. Let's get started.
Okay, so first things first, making a reservation. Do you usually book a table before going out, David?
It depends. If it's a Friday night or a popular restaurant, yes. Otherwise, I just show up and hope for the best.
Haha. Yeah. Sometimes that works, and sometimes you end up waiting for an hour.
True. So when you call or talk to the host, the easiest phrase is, I'd like to book a table for two, please.
Right. And you can also say, I'd like to make a reservation for tomorrow at 7 p.m. That's a bit more specific.
I remember one time I said, I want a seat for two. The staff paused for a second and said, Do you mean a table for two?
Haha, classic mistake. We don't say seat for restaurants. It's always table.
Exactly. And the staff will usually ask, What time would you like to come in? Or may I have your name, please?
And sometimes, can I get your number? Which just means your phone number, not your dating profile.
Haha. Yes. Don't get confused.
Oh, and here's a small cultural note. In the U.S., people often just say, a table for four, please, without adding people. It sounds natural.
Right. So at the entrance, you can just say, A table for two, please, and smile.
The smile part is important. It makes a big difference.
So to recap this part quickly, I'd like to book a table for two, please. What time would you like to come in? May I have your name, please? A table for four, please.
Perfect. These are short, polite, and sound just like real English you'd hear at a restaurant.
All right, so now we've arrived at the restaurant and got our table. What's next?
Ordering, my favorite part.
Same here. The server usually starts with something like, Can I get you something to drink? Or, Are you ready to order?
If you're not ready, you can say, not yet, please. We need a few more minutes.
Or, if you are ready, you can say, Yes, I'll start with the soup, please.
Here's a tip. Using could I have or I'd like sounds more polite than I want. For example, could I have the pasta, please?
That's a good one. I actually used to say I want all the time, until a friend told me it sounded a bit too strong.
Yeah, it's not rude, but could I or I'd like just sounds softer and friendlier.
When I'm not sure what to order, I usually ask, What do you recommend? Or what's your most popular dish?
That's smart. The staff usually know what's fresh that day.
Also, if you want to change something, like remove an ingredient, you can say, Could I have the salad without onions? Or can I get the dressing on the side?
Exactly. Americans often make small changes to their food. It's totally normal as long as you ask politely.
Right. And when your food comes, you can say, Thank you, this looks great. It's a small thing, but it makes people smile.
Yeah, it's always nice to show appreciation.
Let's do a quick recap before moving on. Could I have something, please? What do you recommend? Not yet. We need a few more minutes. Can I get the dressing on the side?
Awesome. Now we're ready to eat and maybe deal with what happens when something goes wrong.
Ah, yes. When things don't go as planned. Like when your food doesn't show up for 30 minutes.
Ha ha. Or when you get someone else's order. It happens more often than you think.
The key is to stay polite. You can say, "Excuse me, I think there's a mistake with my order."
Yes. And if your food is taking too long, say, "Excuse me, could you please check on my food?"
The phrase, "excuse me," really is magic. It makes any request sound polite.
Definitely. And if you want to be extra nice, you can say, "No rush, just wondering if it's on the way."
That's so gentle. I like that one.
If there's a problem with the food itself, you could say, "I'm sorry, but this is a little too salty for me. Could I have another one, please?"
That's polite and clear. The mistake a lot of learners make is being too direct, like saying, "This is bad."
Haha, yes. Always start with "I'm sorry, but," or "Excuse me."
And when the server fixes it, always say, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it."
Kindness goes a long way, especially in restaurants.
Quick recap. "Excuse me, I think there's a mistake with my order. Could you please check on my food? Sorry, but this is too salty for me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it."
All right, time to pay.
Finally, when you're ready, say, "Could we get the check, please?"
Some people say bill, but in the US, check is more common.
Right. And if you're with friends, you can ask, "Can we split the bill?" Or, "Let's go Dutch."
Haha, go Dutch. I love that expression. It means everyone pays for themselves.
Exactly. And if you want to be generous, you can say, "Keep the change."
Just make sure you know how tipping works. In the US, it's usually 15 to 20% of the total.
Yeah. And if the service was great, 20% or more is nice.
Quick recap. Could we get the check, please? Can we split the bill? Keep the change. Let's go Dutch.
And one last tip. Always double-check your check. Mistakes can happen, especially in big groups.
All right. Let's quickly review everything we talked about today.
From start to finish. Making a reservation, I'd like to book a table for 2. Ordering food, could I have the pasta, please? When things go wrong, excuse me, I think there's a mistake with my order. Paying, could we get the check, please?
Simple, polite, and super useful in real life.
Exactly. And remember, being polite and friendly always helps you sound more natural in English.
Right. Even if you make small mistakes, if you smile and speak kindly, people will always appreciate it.
That's so true. So next time you go out to eat, try using 1 or 2 of these expressions. Thanks for joining us on Easy English Podcast.
I'm Emily.
And I'm David.
See you next time.